Hello dear learners, this is Sindhu Sarkar, an English teacher, English version senior section, Milestone School and College. Welcome you all to an online class. I hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty. Dear learners, I think all of you have enjoyed the Eid vacation. Now, I am going to conduct a new class with you today and I hope you will pay attention right from the beginning. So, before going to start our new lesson, I am going to ask some questions from the previous lesson. So, as it was discussed paragraph in the last class, I am going to make questions on the paragraph. So, first question for you, what is paragraph? Can you say? Yes, a paragraph is a piece of writing that deals with a single theme within one para. Very good. Okay, dear learners, now next question for you. What are the parts of the paragraph? Can you remember? It was discussed, in the previous class. Yes, there are three main parts of the paragraphs. What are they? First one is topic sentence, and then supporting sentences or supporting details, you may say. Then concluding sentence. So, these are the three main parts of the paragraph. Okay, dear learners, I think all of you have learned the previous lesson properly. Now, I am going to start our today's lesson. Okay, dear learners, our today's topic is here, Unit 7, Lesson 1 and 2. And the objectives are here. Students will be able to understand the topic properly. Then students will be able to know the rules of writing MCQ and question answers, and students will get proper idea about filling the gaps from this lesson. Okay, dear students, so at first go through the lesson so that we can get the summary of the lesson. You will get this passage in your EFT book, at the same time in your model question also. So here, Unit 7, Lesson 1. The first passage here. Thousands of years ago, the first pearl was probably discovered while human beings were searching for food at the seashore. So, thousands of years ago, the first pearl was probably discovered while human beings were searching for food. Actually, when the people were searching food at that time, it was discovered. Pearl was discovered, and where it was discovered? It was discovered at the seashore. Throughout the history, the pearl with its shine has been one of the most highly valued gems. Pearl have been mentioned many times in religious texts and mythologies from the earliest times. Okay, so we got the idea about the pearls in mythology and religious text also. The ancient Egyptians valued pearls so much that they buried with them. Actually, the ancient Egyptians valued it most and they were buried with it. Okay, it is said that the famous queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, would dissolve a pearl in a glass and drink it as a sign of love and respect for the entire nation. So we have got the idea, Queen Cleopatra would dissolve a pearl in a glass and drink it, as a sign of love and respect for the entire nation. The Greeks thought of pearls as a sign of wealth and social positions. So the Greek also thought in their way, they thought that it is the sign of, it is the sign of what? Wealth and social position. The beauty of pearls was associated with love and marriage. In ancient Rome, pearls were considered the greatest sign of wealth and social status. So like the Rome, the Greek people also thought in the same way. Okay. Now, at that time, the young women of noble families loved to wear beautiful pearl necklaces. So, at present, we also get it and the women like it. Okay. The brave knights used to wear them in the battles for good luck. So the brave knights used to wear them in the battles for good luck. So for the good luck, brave knights used it actually. Okay. Now, dear learners, before beginning the 20th century, pearls were obtained from pearl oysters. These oysters were collected from the bottom of the ocean, lake or river. So it was collected from the bottom of the ocean, lake or river. To get pearl oysters, free divers were often forced to descend to the depth of more than 100 feet in one breath. Because of the difficulty of diving, pearls at that time were different quality as well as very rare. So it was collected from the oceans. That's why it was very much tough to collect it. That's why it was very rare. Okay, dear learners. So now in Asia, some pearl oysters could be found on shoals at a depth of 5 to 7 feet from the surface. So in Asia, some pearl oysters could be found on shoals at a depth of 5 to 7 feet from the surface. At times, the divers had to go 40 feet or even up to 125 feet deep to find enough pearl oysters. So they have to dive, in this way to get the pearl. These deep dives were extremely hazardous to the divers. So actually, it was not easy for the divers. Okay. In in lesson 2, we have got here another passage. In some fishing villages along the coast of Japan, there are amazing groups of women known as ama divers. They are known as ama divers. Okay. So these women worked and are still working as ama. The word ama means woman of the sea or sea woman. So they are called women of the sea or sea woman. They are independent divers. So they are independent divers. They dive independently. They make their living by diving. So actually, they make their living by diving. They can dive to the depth of the sea up to 25 meters, and they dive without using oxygen tanks or other breathing equipments. So without oxygen tanks and other breathing equipments, they are diving. Okay, so it is very much risky, but they do so. Okay, dear learners, the ama divers rely on their own skills and breathing techniques. They use that skill and technique to push themselves down to the bottom of the sea and back to the surface again. They can hold their breath up to 2 minutes. Careful washing, lung capacity, and hunter instincts are the special qualities of ama divers. Okay, so here you have got the idea. Careful washing, lung capacity, and hunter instincts are the special qualities of ama divers. So these are the special qualities of ama divers. Okay, dear learners. However, some of these young villagers are going to the city for other jobs. So nowadays they are going for the city for other jobs. The remaining ama divers are now aged between 50 and 60, but there are still some who continue to dive even at their 70s. So at the age of 70, they are still now diving. If the young people do not take up ama diving, soon this profession will die out. So at present a lot of young people are changing their profession. That's why. But if they do not take it, okay, as a profession, then it will die out. Okay, dear learners, now we are going to learn some word meanings, question answers, and grappling also. So at first, word meanings for you. First one, mythology, collection of myths. Okay, then association, a company or a society. Probably, it indicates possibly or perhaps. Gem, it indicates jewel. Then sign, It indicates mark. Okay. Then noble. Noble means aristocratic. Aristocratic. Okay. Then entire. Entire means complete or whole. Okay. Now some more odd meanings here. Rare. Rare means scarce. Then descent, going downwards. Hazardous. It indicates risky. Okay. Now obtain. Obtain means gain or secure. Okay. Now enough. That means sufficient. Enough means sufficient. Okay. Dear learners, now here guess the meaning of the following words and choose the correct meaning closest to the text. You know, we have gone through the text and we have got some words here. First one, search for. You will get options here, 4 options. First one, look for, look up, look after and take after. Can you say the meaning of these words? Search for, look for, look up, look after and take after. It will be look for. Okay. So the meaning of search for will be look for. Okay. Now second one, valued. You are getting options here. Here are the options: cost, priced, appreciated and turned. Valued. So valued means appreciated. So what will be the answer? It will be appreciated. Okay. Then shine. Shine means, you are getting here options: state, condition, brilliance and structure. So among these, what will be the answer? Shine means it will be brilliance. So number 3 will be the answer. Okay. Now extremely. The options are very, much, to a great extent and many. So among these, what will be the answer, dear learners? It will be to a great extent. To a great extent. Okay. So now some more MCQ. Forced. Here are the options: compelled, encouraged, discouraged and convinced. So what will be the answer? Forced means compelled. Yes, that's good. Now amazing. Here are the options: excellent, fine, beautiful and astonishing. So among these, amazing means astonishing. It will be astonishing. Number 4 will be the answer. Now instinct. Here are the options: desire, aim, mission and inclination. So among these 4 options, what will be the answer? It will be inclination. So instinct means inclination. Okay, dear learners. Now answer the following questions. I think you will be able to answer these questions. Okay. When and how was pearl discovered? Can you remember? Yes. This is the answer for you. Pearl was discovered thousands of years ago. While searching for food at the seashore, people discovered the first pearl. Okay. So pearl was discovered thousands of years ago. While searching for food at the seashore, people discovered the first pearl. Okay. Now second question for you. Why were the ancient Egyptians buried the pearls? Can you guess? Yes. This is the answer for you. The ancient Egyptians were buried with the pearls because they valued pearls highly. So they valued it most. Okay, that's why they, were buried with the pearls. Okay, now next question for you. Which century has the passage referred to? Can you remember? Yes. The passage has referred to 19th century. Okay, dear learners, now some more questions for you. How were the pearls collected at that time? Here is the answer. Pearls were collected from pearls oysters from lakes, rivers, and oceans at that time. Okay. Now next question for you. Who are Emma? Can you tell? Yes. Emma are amazing groups of women in Japan. They are free divers who make their living by diving. Okay. We have learned it from our passage. Okay. Now next question for you. Where do they live? Can I remember that? Yes. They live along the coast of Japan in some fishing villages. Okay, so they live along the coast of Japan in some fishing villages. Okay, I think all of you are able to write down the answers properly. Okay, dear learners, now some more questions. How was Pearl to the Greeks? You know, we have learned it in our passage. Yes, pearl was very valuable to the Greeks. They thought of pearls as a sign of wealth and social positions. Okay, so they thought of pearls as a sign of wealth and social position. Yes. Now, next question for you. Where could the pearl oysters be found in Asia? Can you remember the answer? Yes. The pearl oysters could be found on shoals in Asia. Okay. Now, next question for you. How long can Emma divers hold their breath? You know, we have learned it. They can hold their breath up to 2 minutes. How many minutes? 2 minutes. Okay. Dear learners, now we are going to learn fill in the gaps. Okay, dear learners, now fill in the gaps for you. First one here. The Emma divers dash on their own skills and breathing techniques. They use that dash and technique to push themselves down to the dash of the sea and back to the surface again. They can hold their breath up to 2 minutes. Careful dash, lung capacity, and hunter dash are the special qualities of AMA divers. Okay, so I think you will be able to write down the answer. So write it down properly, dear learners. Okay, here are the answers. Now match the answers with your answer. Now match the answers with you that you have written actually. Here, first one, the AMA divers rely on, okay, their own skills and breathing techniques. They use that skill and technique to push themselves down to the bottom of the sea and back to the surface again. So here, they can hold their breath up to 2 minutes. Careful dash, careful ossing, lung capacity and hunter, lung capacity and hunter instincts. It will be instincts. So dear learners, here first one will be number A will be rely and B will be skill, then C will be bottom and D number D answer will be ossing and in the E answer will be instincts. So these are the answers of this fill in the gaps. Okay, dear learners. Now next fill in the gaps for you here. In Asia, some pearl dash could be found on shoals at a depth of 5 to 7 feet from the dash. At times, the dash had to go 40 feet or even up to 125 feet deep to find dash pearl oysters. These deep dives were extremely dash to the divers. So, dear learners, here write down the answers. Okay, I am also giving you the answers. Here are the answers. First one, oysters. So in Asia, some pearl oysters could be found on shoals at a depth of 5 to 7 feet from the surface. So B will be surface. At times the divers, it will be divers, number C will be divers, had to go to 40 feet or even up to 125 feet deep to find dash. find enough pearl oysters. Okay, so to find enough pearl oysters, they have to go 125 feet. Okay, so it will be enough. Number D will be enough, and then these deep dives were extremely what? It will be hazardous to the divers. So answer here, number A will be oysters, B will be surface, and C will be divers, D will be enough, and hazardous. E will be hazardous. Okay. So dear learners, another fill in the gaps for you. Pearls have been mentioned dash times in religious texts and mythologies from the earliest dash. The ancient Egyptians dash pearls so much that they were dashed with them. It is said that the famous queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, would dissolve a pearl in a glass and drink it as a sign of love and dash for the entire nation. So, dear learners, here these are the answers. You will match with me here. First one, pearls have been mentioned many times in, so it will be many times in religious texts and mythologies from the earliest times. The ancient Egyptians valued pearls, so it will be valued pearls so much that they were buried with them. It is said that the famous queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, you know the famous queen, Cleopatra, would dissolve a pearl in a glass and drink it as a sign of love and respect. So, number E, it will be respect for the entire nation. So, dear learners, these are the answers for you. Number A, many, number B, times, number C, valued, number D, buried, and number E, respect. These are the answers for you. I think all of you have written it properly. Okay, dear learners, now we are going for the matching. Here, from model question 27, this matching is given here, column A and column B. In the column A, you are getting here the Olympic Games were named, and B, it was in Olympia that the games had been. C, in those days Greece was divided many cities. Then a man named Ephitos became concerned. Then E, he hit. In the column B, you are getting here and the men of different cities used to fight one another most of the time. 2, about such wasteful strives upon a plan. Number 3, number 4, first held long before the Christian era began, and number 5, after the town of Olympia in Greece. So, dear learners, I am telling you the answers. You will just write it down and match the answers. Okay, first one, the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games were named after the town of Olympia in Greece. Okay, so it will be matching with 5. That means A will be matching with 5. Okay, then B, it was in Olympia that the games had been first held long before the Christian era began. So B will be matching with number 4. Then in those days, Greece was divided into many cities, and then men of different cities used to fight one another most of the time. So number D, so number C, number C will be matching with number 1. Okay, now number D, a man named Ephitos became concerned about such wasteful strifes. So number D will be matching with number 2. Then number E, he hit upon a plan. He hit upon a plan. So Number E will be matching with number 3. You will be matching with number 3. Okay. Dear learners, now another matching for you from model question 28 here. Bangladesh is a number A in the column A. Then B, in democracy, any boy or girl can. Then number C, he does not need. Number D, he needs 3. Number E, Bangladesh also needs. So in the column B, you are getting here number 1, money or powerful friends. Then number 2, things, ability, integrity, and hard work. Number 3, democratic country. Number 4, become the most important person in the world. Number 5, people with these 3 things. So now match the column A with column B. Dear learners, match it properly. At first, A will be Bangladesh is a democratic country. Number B, in democracy, any boy or girl can be the most important person in the world. So here B will be matching with number 4. Then number C, he does not need money or powerful friends. So C will be matching with number 1. Then number D, he needs 3 things, ability, integrity, and hard work. So D will be matching with number 2. And then number E, Bangladesh also needs people with these 3 things. So E will be matching with number 5. So I think all of you have written the answers. Okay, dear learners, now in the feedback session, I have given here some questions for you. First question for you, where was the first pearl discovered? Then second question, why is pearl one of the most valuable gems? Then number C, what did the Egyptians do with the dead? Then D number question, who are called divers? And last question for you, that is, who collected the oysters? So these are the questions. I think you will be able to write down the answers properly. Okay. Okay, dear learners. Now match the answers with me. Here, first one, where was the first pearl discovered? The answer will be the first pearl discovered at the seashore. Okay. Now, second question, why is pearl one of the most valuable gems? What will be the answer? Yes. Pearl is one of the most valuable gems due to its shine. Okay, now number C, what did the Egyptians do with the dead? The answer is the Egyptians buried the dead with pearls. Okay, now number D, who are called divers? So this is the answer. The people who dive deep into rivers or seas for collecting something, those people are called divers. Okay. Now, last and final one. Who collected oysters? Who collected oysters? What will be the answer? Yes, the divers collected oysters. So I think you have written all the answers. Okay. Now, dear learners, I am going to give you homework. Okay, dear learners, this is the homework for you. Write it down. I hope all of you have enjoyed the class and you have collected all important informations from this class today. So, see you again. Thank you all.